As your back to school authority, we're talking to superintendents around our state to give you a snapshot of how preparations are going before your kids head to their classrooms. And this morning we are chatting with Windsor Locks Superintendent Sean Pankhurst. Sean, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I apologize. Parkhurst. I said
That's right,
Pankhurst. I'm
Parkhurst.
thinking of panko breadcrumbs.
Well, we'll talk about food service in a minute, so it's good
Oh,
that that's on your
perfect.
mind.
All right. Sean, how have preparations been going? Because you're just a few weeks out from the start of school.
Yeah, so I would say preparations have been in earnest this summer. We have had a dedicated team of our maintenance and custodial staff, our administrative staff, really working hard to prepare for our teachers' return on August 24th and our student first day on August 29th. Some of the things that will be new, different, or some tweaks is first, we are embarking on a partnership with Community Health Center. So we will have a facility located in our building for physical, social, and emotional support for all of our students. And that's a community-based health center. So more information will be coming out to our community about that, but we're very excited to be able to partner with them and provide that opportunity for our community. In addition to that, those that come to our basketball games in the winter or into our gym anytime in the fall, you'll notice that we have brand new, long overdue, but brand new Windsor Locks High School Raider bleachers that are now motorized. So again, another huge piece of renovation that happened over the summer. You had mentioned panko and breadcrumbs. Our food service line at the high school, we have revamped that service line. So I think that our students will see some great improvements, some great menu enhancements with our food service this year. More on the building side of projects and preparing, we had been engaged in two roofing projects that were completed this summer. Partial roof renovation at our high school and partial at South Elementary School. We have also, due to the generosity of our community and the Board of Finance supporting some capital projects, we are able to also upgrade our middle school courtyard windows. So again, ensuring safety and for all of our students when they use that courtyard area, that our windows are functionable and again, long overdue, but they're done. We've also upgraded some fencing at North Street School and some window blinds. We've done some office renovations. And the other thing that I think that's important for people to know is that our elementary school is embarking on a new math resource called Ready Math, which aligns to our iReady diagnostic assessment. So that will be a seamless transition. We also have a new school resource officer coming to all of our buildings. Even though the person is housed at our high school, we are working to develop with our leadership team the way that will look and support all of our buildings to support all of our students with our new school resource officer. But the biggest thing that I am the most excited about is the work that we are doing as a leadership team with our Board of Education. And that is coming out of 2+ years of dealing with pandemic and kind of a reset. We are really resetting our vision. And I think that's going to be really important for people to understand what is it that we're building in our district? What are we building at each school? What are we guaranteeing to our families, to our students? And how does our staff have an important voice in that process? It will be not a race, but it will be a process that we're going to engage our staff through that will start at convocation when our teachers return on the 24th. And then we'll continue in the first opening day PDs at the building level. So lots of moving parts and pieces, but we are ready to roll. Next week, we welcome our new staff with new staff orientation on Thursday. So we are well prepared for our students and staff to return.
Wow, you have been busy. I love all of these updates. And, I just want to touch really quick on with, COVID and also monkeypox. I know there's a lot of parents that they're hearing that in the headlines. It's just recently been declared a national public health emergency. How is your district operating, with those public health crises in mind?
Yeah, so we have long when COVID first came, we had a district steering committee, which was made up of people in our community, the local health department, administrators, teachers, and believe it or not, we had students on that committee. So we have been kind of ongoing in that work. We also had Board of Education members a part of that. So we've been engaged in that work. So on the COVID front as well as monkeypox, what I would say is that we are always making sure that safety and security is at the forefront of our work. We are ensuring that our mitigation strategies are continuing, our cleaning, our disinfecting. In fact, I just had a conversation with our nurse coordinator this morning. In addition to that, our medical advisor to the district, and we would deal with monkeypox. Right now, it looks like it won't have a major impact on schools, but we would deal with that in terms of the cleaning, disinfecting, just like we would any other communicable spread of any kind of infection. So it's certainly something we'll have on our mind with our community health partner, as well as our medical advisor and our nurse supervisor. Well, I'm sure we will stay ahead of it as we did with COVID.
And you were mentioning the community health resource that your school is going to have now going into the new year. That is huge because, that's a place where students can go for any mental health issues or anything that they're struggling with, right?
Yeah, in addition to the center itself, we also, through the partnership with CHC, have mental health support in each of our buildings as well. So it's not just to come to the center. The center is certainly another option for that. We'll have dental services available. We'll have physicals that can be conducted. So again, just looking at how do we partner and provide that resource for our community that is much needed.
Wow, that's great. And, you've heard of some other schools, I'm sure, in the state who have been trying to get those resources for their students. So kudos to you. That's wonderful that you guys are going to be offering that. And I wanted to ask about staffing, too. We've been hearing in the headlines over the past year or two how staffing, declining with the pandemic. How is the staffing looking at your district?
Yeah, so we did have a few different staffing changes this year. Some people retiring, some people departing for other positions, some people with promotions. So we are pretty well set at this point. We do have some high need areas, in particular high school science. We are still looking for a candidate for that. So again, we have pulled out all of our stops. Our HR director, Sherry Lee, has reached out. We've dug deep into our files and made phone calls to people that have previously applied, even if it had been a few years ago. So we're looking like we're pretty well set. But again, I hesitate to say that because 2 weeks, anything can happen in 2 weeks. But we, again, through our work with our leadership team, and we feel that we're very prepared on the staffing front.
And in terms of the students, before they head back, do they know who their teachers are yet?
They will know that very soon. Yes, Power School will be a reveal in about the mid-August.
All right, mid-August. And when does activity really start to pick up there? Sporting games, extracurricular?
Yeah, I would say, some of our fall sports teams are already doing some captain practices, et cetera. So they're already kind of conditioning and doing some of that work. I would say shortly after Labor Day is when we'll start to see the first contest, maybe some scrimmages or shoot around, jamboree fest type activity. And then the games will kick into full steam the week after Labor Day.
All right.
And all of that information there is on our district website as well as each school website. There is an icon for events, which is we've had the events there, but we've added an icon so it's an easy place to reach it now. So all of that information is on our website, as well as people that follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, will see all of those posts in real time. In addition to that, we have our virtual backpack, which people that have been a part of our community already are well aware of, where my community news that goes out every Monday called Thank Goodness It's Monday. It's a 2-pager. It has the upcoming events calendar in there every single week. And that's also a place where you can reference that in the virtual backpack as well.
That's great. Thanks. Thank goodness it's Monday. I like the reframing of that because everyone seems to dread Monday.
It's all about mindset. It's all about mindset.
It's true. And that trickles down, I'm sure, to your staff and to your students. So Sean Parkhurst, not Pankhurst, Parkhurst, Superintendent of Windsor Locks Public Schools, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we wish you and the staff and the students all a wonderful school year.
Thank you so much. Take care.